Hey, Room 5, or first graders, whoever happens to be watching this. So we finished Mercy Watson this week, and um, like anything, when we finish a great story, we always want to remember it in some way. So when we did My Father's Dragon, we painted our dragons. And when we finished reading The Wizard of Oz, we drew our favorite character, we drew the Emerald City, we wrote about it. There's so many things that we do. So I challenge you actually to write your own Mercy Watson story. I think they would be fantastic. Maybe Mercy Watson comes to visit you at your house. But then I also just sort of wanted to teach you about something called one-pagers. And I know that in the older grades, especially third, fourth, and fifth, they do one-pagers a lot. Second grade has started doing them. And we were going to learn how to do them in first grade, of course, when we were still in the classroom. But I thought this just might be a really easy way to do it with Mercy Watson. So the coolest thing about a one-pager is you can sort of put whatever you want on it or whatever your teacher wants you to put on it. Sorry, my phone's battery is low. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to title our one-pager. So you can take any size piece of paper. If you have a really big paper at home, you could use that. You could even use a poster board. You could use a regular size piece of paper. You could even use a tiny index card and make it small. It's totally up to you. But the first thing that we're going to put on it is we're going to write Mercy Watson in some fancy letters. Any fancy letters you want, okay? So here goes mine. All right, Mercy Watson. Then the next thing that we want to put is we want to draw her. So I have just only 2 of the books at home with me. The rest of the books are still at school. But what I did find in number 5, which I thought was hilarious, was a really funny picture of her running, thinking about buttered toast. Now, I do not know how to draw Mercy Watson. I am not Chris Van Dusen. So my Mercy Watson is not going to look like Chris Van Dusen's. But remember we drew Wilbur when we did Charlotte's Web. So I'm thinking we could probably draw a pig, right? So what I'm going to do is I am going to start by drawing that good old circle pig face. Okay? That's going to be Mercy's face. And then I'm going to draw her really big snout. And I need her little nose holes. And then I'm going to draw her thinking about toast. So, oh, she would be smiling. And then I'm going to draw her eyes. Again, I'm not as good at drawing eyes as Hunter and some of you guys are. I'm going to put some eyelashes on her. And some... Now, she's very bald. I need to give her some ears. Okay, now I need her body. So her body is going to be even bigger. Like that. And then I'll draw her little feet. And these are her back feet. And I'm going to do that she's running. Oh, and her tail. Now, I have to put what she's thinking about. So I'm going to put a thinking bubble. And then I'm going to draw a piece of buttered toast. And I'm going to switch to yellow to draw a big melty slice of butter on there. Okay, now I did that super quick, just to give you an idea of what a one pager is. So now we have our picture. Now, the cool thing about a one pager is we get to write things about Mercy Watson. So, one of the things that Mr. Watson always called her was the porcine wonder. Do you remember that? So, over here in another color, I might write the porcine wonder. Okay. And then we know that she loves toast with a great deal of butter on it. So I might write loves toast with a great deal of butter on it. Okay. Other details that we know about Mercy. She lives at, I'll have to look in the book and see exactly what her address is, but it always opens, oh, here it is, with that she lives at 54 Deckawoo Drive. So I might want to say she lives at 54 Deckawoo Drive. Okay. Now, the next thing that I need to do is if, oops, sorry, you can't really see that. But then I have to decorate it. Now, there's a couple different things that I remember. I remember that she loved the popcorn in Something Wonky This Way Comes. I remember that she loved eating the pansies in Mercy Watson Thinks Like a Pig. So when I'm designing this, I could draw a big bucket of popcorn. I could put pansies along the edges. This is basically like if you had to get up in front of the class or if you had to tell a family member what Mercy Watson is all about. If somebody said to you, for instance, maybe my dad doesn't know who Mercy Watson is. So if I said, I want you to teach Papa about Mercy Watson, this would give him a really good idea of who Mercy Watson is. You could say, well, Mercy Watson is a porcine wonder. She lives at 54 Deckawoo Drive. She loves toast with a great deal of butter on it. And then what I challenge you to do is I challenge you to color it in such bold, beautiful colors that it reminds me of a Chris Van Dusen page in one of these books, okay? So I want to kind of see what you can do with it. This is called a one pager though, and it basically means everything that you'd want to tell me about Mercy Watson. You could even put your own opinion on it. So down here where I have space, I could say, I thought the Mercy Watson books were 5 stars. I thought they were amazing. You can add anything you want to this to make it beautiful. Mine is, of course, just on this poster, and I don't want to make these videos too long for you, but it would be really fun to decorate it. So we are going to have our buttered toast today, or maybe we already did and you're doing this afterwards. And I hope to see what you have done. Maybe you could share it with us. And I'll keep working on mine too. It's definitely not done. Okay, so I love you guys. I miss you, and I wish we could do all these fun projects together, but of course, there's no place like home.